What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video, though, this video is entitled You Are a Living Message in the Water. Dr. Emoto, Zoe Williams talks about him a lot. He had an experiment about putting rice in a bottle with water, and he would talk to its contents. And when he talked to the contents negatively, it affected the water basically, and it was a negative polluted content in the bottle. When he talked to the bottle positively and loving in a sense, it grew. It had growth, and life came out of that, basically. Now, the reason I make this statement is because the human body is 60% water. So you are that same premise as a human being, because you can be affected by stress, and it affects your organs and your internal organs in a bad way. You take in a lot of negativity. You begin to have this negative thing inside of you that is poisonous to your body. If you take in a lot of positivity, you'll wind up being healthier. When people talk about, laughter is a cure for the soul in a sense, it's because that good vibe keeps you alive. It keeps you healthy, right? Good attitude, good spirit. And people forget that, water is a better conductor for sound than air, right? So, people say words have meaning and words mean things or whatever. Sometimes what resonates in your spirit, you never connect to the fact that, what was said to you resonated with you, but it also resonated with the water in your body. It also flowed through you, and this is something that we don't take into consideration, because when you see people and they take in a lot of poison, think about it. A person who drinks more water looks healthier than a person who drinks more soda or juice. Right? You got to get closer to a water-based thing, maybe tea, and it'll look a little bit healthier because you're ingesting something that's already technically in your body, which is predominantly water. Straight no chaser. But we don't think about it being what predominantly makes us who we are. Because you give words power, words have meaning, yeah. But do you take into consideration the words that you may say to yourself can be a self-fulfilling prophecy, whether it's positive or negative, because you're giving your own self a message in the water. Part of the art of seduction and the law of attraction, you putting something quote unquote out in the universe or whatever, right? And you're asking for something. And when people talk about prayer, which I believe is, you have to center yourself and to a degree and meditate and be on a certain, as people would say, frequency. Vibration is something You have to center yourself to be in a good space to conduct, to be to receive good energy. And that's the thing about a vibration or a frequency, right? A vibe. What happens that people don't take into consideration that you think, you know, two people may mesh together because of their vibe, or they're on the same frequency, or they, you know, equally yoked, however you want to call it. You know, their message internally may be similar. You know, it may, even if they look externally different, their internal message isn't different. So that becomes the issue. So, and you wonder why some people, you have high self-esteem and some people have low self-esteem. It's because of they let their mind and what was said to them affect them in a positive way or a negative way. You know, some people, you can say that they can do anything in the world, and they feel like that way. And some people, you could tell them they'll never be able to do anything, and they believe that also. And other people are the opposite. If you tell them they can't do something, they're going to prove it to you wrong, because whatever's in them internally, that's what drives them. You know, when people can say, I got to check your temperature. You know, we don't take into consideration what's flowing through each other, what's flowing through our bodies to a degree. You know, you're not taking into consideration what you eat. Like, why do human beings need a plant-based diet? Because it's more natural and it's water-based. You know, we don't take that in consideration. Why can you eat fish? Water-based. Take that into consideration, right? So, there comes a point where you got to ask the important questions of what is your message to yourself, and what are the fruits of that message that is inside of you? Is there growth in life coming from that message? Or is there loss and death coming from that message? Does that message make you healthy, or does that message make you sick? You know? Because we're all a living message in a bottle. You know, ash to ash, dust to dust, blah, blah, blah. And we don't even want to take it into consideration because it doesn't dawn on us. And even with your instincts, and you have a gut feeling, to a degree, you could, how can I say this? Part of that vibration has a little bit to do with water. You know, because a lot of times you don't feel, unless you had like surgery or something like that, you don't feel stuff in your bones. You know, it's not your bones that you really feel things in unless you've had some type of surgery. But a lot of things that you feel that's internal surround your organs, all up in here, right? Things protected by your chest cavity, your ribs. You know what I'm saying? You know, your stomach is like right here, so it's still behind the ribs. I mean, it's not really behind, because if a person could punch you in your stomach to a degree, but it's like on a, you know, anyway. But you also have your core to try to, you know, stop that. And the reason, you know, I'm not going to go on much longer with this. The reason I'm saying that is because at the end of the day, it's hard for a lot of us to progress in life because we don't change the message. You know, your message could be your story, your struggle, whatever. you don't actively change your message. You don't manifest. You don't create a message that can manifest your dreams the way you want them to. You might be a victim to your own message, and it's a negative message, and you're poisoning yourself. So it's a little bit of a, metaphysical type thing we talking today, but I'm done with this one. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.